What is happening there? J Gaming Dude here, and I'm not gonna mince words. I miss Japan Studio. Now, I always used to call them Japan Studios for some reason. I don't really know why, but I just kind of did. But with all of that said, like Japan Studio, a name I'm sure, or a logo rather, I feel like a lot of people have actually seen. It's a studio that's been around since 1993, because obviously, like, I'm on the Wikipedia page. I think you can kind of like see most of the information on here, but they've been such an integral part of PlayStation's DNA from the very beginning that it's really sad to see where they are now. Unfortunately, they were defunct in 2021, and all of their future ventures were then sort of put around Team Asobi because of the way they did. Like, they want to really sort of push Astrobot out a lot more, because Astrobot was very successful. But the most unfortunate thing about Astrobot's success is that he only got one game on VR only for Astrobot Rescue Mission, and then you've got Astrobot's Playroom, which is just kind of like sort of a free pack-in thing for the PS5, which thank goodness we're getting pack-in games again, because, well, this is really the only most recent example. Granted, I think one of the most successful examples was Wii Sports on the Wii, but I digress. I mean, Japan Studio, man. They helped out with porting multiple games as support studios. They've also assisted in... They've done everything, I feel like, for PlayStation. And now they no longer exist. They've also helped make some really creatively out there games. And what spawned all of this was I was playing Tokyo Jungle. And I've almost completed the story mode. And it was such a fascinatingly unique game that I couldn't help but think, what else has Japan Studio worked on? And then I look at like the list of products here: Ape Escape, Legend of Dragoon, Ico, Everybody's Golf. I definitely saw them help support Clap Hands with that. Wild Shadow of the Colossus, the Siren horror series, which is probably the only real example of like a first-party horror IP I think I remember ever seeing. Loco Roco, Patapon. I mean, come on, really? PS3, PSP, those games were all the rage, and unfortunately not so much into the Vita. But then, speaking of the Vita, we got Gravity Rush, Knack, Last Guardian. The fact that they helped out with also stuff like Gran Turismo, Final Fantasy 7, Metal Gear Solid 1. They've assisted with so much. Bloodborne. They've really got their hands in a lot of pies. And now, unfortunately, they are no longer with us, so that means they won't be able to help support the release of more games. And I was actually just remembered, I totally forgot about Fat Princess as well. That's another like sort of PS3 game. There was The Last Guy. I mean, I could keep going on and on. They made some really good stuff. They were the ones who brought the quirky into Sony, and unfortunately Sony is kind of like now slowly, if not already, become the Apple of the video game space. And the reason why I say that is because of how much they're charging for half of their products, the way that they're handling their product releases. Like, for example, the PlayStation Portal. It feels so useless when I actually just last week got my got a Steam Deck, so now I can just remote play off of that. There really is just no reason whatsoever to really do some of the stuff, you know what I mean? Like, really, it just... Yeah, these guys were the ones who brought the quirky into PlayStation, but now PlayStation has become so suited up that it's just not even cool anymore. And I don't think I even play a lot of first-party games anymore. And if I do play any third-party games, it's probably mostly just games on the PS3. Like, for example, Tokyo Jungle I'm playing right now. That is a first-party downloadable game. If you had asked anyone else what this game is, no one would have told you. The same thing could be said for Fat Princess. Fat Princess and Fat Princess Fistful of Cake for PSP. However, the Fat Princess Adventures just doesn't look as nice as the other games, though I have it, but I'm just yet to jump into it. So that might be more so my fault for not jumping to Fat Princess Adventures of all things. But yeah, RIP Japan Studio. You guys were an incredible brand, and I've loved almost everything that these guys have done. Unfortunately, due to them no longer being with us, it's probably worth just kind of like looking back and celebrating, replaying those games that we love so very much. I'm still playing through a lot of my PS3 catalog at the moment anyways, and so I mean, I'm sure there's actually like a lot of games on here that were Japan Studio adjacent. I mean, they helped out Level 5 with not Ni no Kuni, it was White Knight Chronicles, for example. Like, I've got a physical copy of that game, White Knight Chronicle and White Knight Chronicles 2, and hell, they even helped with Origins for the PSP. Like, there's so much good stuff. Like, why did they have to go? Was it that they weren't making enough money? Because again, they were only really known for the quirky stuff. Like, it really does make me question what the decision was. Do they not want the quirky in their games anymore? Because that's kind of what made PS3 so bloody brilliant for me. And I don't know if anyone else agrees. So I feel like I might be talking into a void right now, spewing out the I was gonna say passion, but that's not, that kind of comes off wrong. And I was gonna say love, but that also comes out wrong. So it the positivity surrounding a Japan Studio, I just have nothing but good things to say about them. Even if they have a miss, it's never truly a miss because of just the insane amount of quirk that they have, as both a studio and as both a mainstay and a support studio under the Sony umbrella. But alas, we will not see much more we won't see any more from them. It'll all just be whatever the heck Asobi is working on. So at the end of the day, that's kind of what it is. Really, just it is what it is. But yeah, it's really sad. Oh man, God, why did it have to be Japan Studio? But with all that said and done, comment below on your favorite memories regarding Japan Studio. If you miss them as much as I do, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who are out there who miss Japan Studio just as much as I do. And yeah, I don't really know how to end this. So comment below. Please like the video, just like if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel. I do want my videos to go out to more people. Hopefully we can reach out to some more Japan studio fans and they can share their own opinions and thoughts, as well as potential theories on why Japan Studio was closed down, besides maybe the lack of quirk and the more suited up Sony that we now have here today in front of us. Of course, I made me 400 subs by the end of the year, and I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.